very, very important video about 5 signs that a man actually resents your feminine energy, your divine femininity. And I think this is very important because these behaviors are so common, I feel, that women deal with, but we might not understand them or know how to protect ourselves, or I'm sure that some even think that this is just normal and part of being a woman, but I want you to know that it's not okay. All right, and that your divine feminine energy is so beautiful and life-giving and nourishing and so essential for this planet, and I want you to protect it, okay? So sign number 1 that a man resents your feminine energy is he is going to be very dismissive of your emotions or your intuition, okay? Feminine energy usually involves emotional depth and a lot of intuitive insight, a lot of feelings, a lot of dealing with the unseen, right? And a man who resents this might frequently dismiss your feelings as dramatic, stupid, or irrational, rather than validating them or trying to understand them. And some examples of this are he's going to interrupt you or cut you off when you try to express your emotions. And it can even go as far as him mocking your gut feelings or your spiritual insights, and he'll label them as unimportant, illogical, irrational, etc. And usually this behavior often stems from discomfort with vulnerability that lives within him, or just an inability to engage with emotions himself. So it's very important to be aware of that. The second sign that a man resents your feminine energy is he's going to compete with you instead of complimenting you. Okay? Feminine energy thrives in collaboration, nurturing, and balance. And a man who resents it might view these traits as a challenge to his masculinity, and he might even attempt to compete with you, even in inappropriate contexts. And some signs include, turning shared experiences into competitions. For example, needing to win an argument. Or another example is undermining your achievements or contributions, trying to assert his dominance. This is more of a power struggle than anything. I feel that the dark masculine, the toxic dark masculine rather, it recognizes the power that the feminine holds, and honestly, a lot of times it scares them. And that's why they have tried for thousands of years to diminish it, right? And this indicates a struggle within himself as an insecurity or an imbalance within his own masculine energy. Number 3 is going to be he belittles your nurturing qualities. And feminine energy is often associated with care, nurturing, sustenance, and support. That's kind of what we're made to do, right? In some ways, the divine feminine has many aspects, but the mother and motherly figure is a big part of that. That's just who we are. We mother many things. We're nurturing to many things, many people. We're daughters, sisters, mothers, aunts, grandmothers, teachers, nurses, right? There's so many feminine roles that involve being a nurturer. And a man who resents this might downplay your nurturing efforts or take them for granted. For instance, he might scoff at or minimize the effort that you put in, into relationships to maintain harmony, or the effort that you put in to create a comforting environment. And he might also view your acts of kindness as obligatory rather than meaningful. You're a woman, you're expected to do that, and very dismissive, taking it for granted, not appreciating it, but expecting it anyway, type thing. And this can stem from an inability to appreciate or reciprocate emotional care and connection. Number 4 is he tries to control or stifle your creativity, because feminine energy is naturally very creative and expressive. It loves to flow, it loves to create and bring things to life, right? And a man who resents this might attempt to stifle or control your creative outlets or self-expression. And you should look for behaviors such as criticizing your hobbies, your interests, or how you choose to present yourself, such as makeup, fashion, or art. and also discouraging you from pursuing these passions because they might not directly benefit him, or they don't benefit him in a way that he understands. And this usually reflects discomfort within the freedom and individuality that the feminine energy just naturally embodies. Okay? That's a big one. You'll notice that a lot, and it's not okay. And number 5 is probably the most alarming and most hurtful, which is he avoids deep connection or intimacy. Because feminine energy invites depth, vulnerability, and connection. And a man who resents this might avoid engaging on an emotional level, and it leaves a relationship feeling very shallow or even transactional. And this can manifest as him, refusing to have meaningful and deep conversations, especially about feelings, emotions, or shared goals. And it can also manifest as him distracting himself with work, hobbies, or friends to avoid that intimate and close time with you. And this, as you can imagine, can really put a damper on more intimate times of a relationship because the woman is not going to feel safe after a certain amount of time. This avoidance is often rooted in fear of losing control or confronting his own vulnerabilities within him. And why this happens, when a man resents your feminine energy, usually it reflects unresolved issues within himself, such as insecurity about his masculinity, past experiences, that make him associate vulnerability with weakness. Maybe he was vulnerable in the past and he was taken advantage of in some way, or thinks that he was, or just a lack of understanding or appreciation for balanced energies within relationships. And if you notice these signs, chances are it's worth addressing them through open communication, and if necessary, just reevaluating whether the relationship is supportive of your growth and your energy. A lot of men think that women have it too easy, and they have thought that for a very long time, hence why they try to make things difficult for us. They think that we skate by on our looks or our charm or our youthfulness or our beauty, and these things, a lot of the time, they take effort on our behalf, and it's effort in a more feminine way, but it's just who we are, and it can be very difficult and very discouraging, and I will never suggest that you guys have these types of men in your life in any capacity. Not a father, not a brother, not a relationship, not a romantic partner, a husband, a colleague. If you can avoid it, do it, because it is it's like they just suck the fun out of everything, and they want to control everything, and it does not make the divine feminine very happy whatsoever. And these are the types of men that end up very old and very alone and very miserable in their middle and older stages of their life, typically. I've said this before, that you can look up studies and statistics where most of the visitors that go to hospitals or nursing homes to see patients, they're going to see women. There's a lot of lonely men in nursing homes and hospitals because of the choices that they made earlier in their life. Nobody wants to, pardon my language, fuck with them. And a lot of it has to do with this, because as a woman gets older, hopefully she's going to come more into her feminine energy and recognize, this is just how God made me. This is who I am. And if you're not supportive of that, you can get the fuck out. Right? And any time that you go against the feminine, it's not going to turn out very well. It's very, very touchy, very risky behavior. And as we all know, the divine feminine is rising right now, and there's nothing and no one that can stop it. It's that pendulum. It's got to swing back into balance. And there's dark people and dark forces and whatnot trying to stop it, or stifle it at least, trying to buy themselves more time. But stay true to who you are, my beautiful ladies, and I love you so much. If you need a reading with me, just click the link in my description, and there's more info in my description about my readings that I offer. But I love you guys, or I love you ladies so much, and I am so thankful to be a vessel And this is something that the divine wanted me to put on y'all's mind today. Okay? I love you. Thank you.